Hello, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about how somatics can change your parenting. Because I work with a lot of parents, I work with a lot of families. And what I do is I support families to understand emotional regulation, co-regulation, and connection. And the first always, when we're making change, the first step is awareness. The first step to emotional regulation is awareness that you're having an emotional experience, that you're having an emotional trigger that's activating you and going to make you react instead of respond. And a lot of parents want to change that because they don't like how it feels when they match their child's dysregulated behavior up here and they just go head to head, reacting, nothing gets solved. Everyone starts to feel really bad about themselves and question, whether they're good at this thing or what's wrong with everyone? Why does this keep happening? So a lot of parents are ready for change. And when we're working with emotions, when we're working with behavior, we have to come to the body. And that's why somatics and nervous system work is really important when it comes to our parenting journey and changing how we react to our children. So I'm going to start with a quote. It's a quote from Richard Strozzi Heckler, and he is, I guess you could call him like the godfather of somatics. And I've done a lot of training with him. And this quote is from his book, The Art of Somatic Coaching. And it says, "The distance we live from our body is the distance we live from ourselves." And I'll go into more context about that. When we live at a distance from our bodies, we're unable to feel ourselves. And if we're unable to feel, it's hard to learn, change, and transform ourselves. So change usually starts with an idea. It usually comes from the head. There have been enough instances where we've realized this isn't working. Rationally, practically, we realize this isn't working. I need to solve this problem. And that's the first step, that insight. But insight doesn't lead to transformation. We have to then come to the body and we have to reshape, we have to reorganize what's happening in the body with our emotions, with our conditioned stress response, our nervous system response under stress, and with, how we hold ourselves, the sensations that come up for us. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's been thousands of years that we've been living as humans in this very disconnected form, this very dissociated form, where everything is from the head and very little comes from the body. And it's because in this world that we live in, it's very difficult to be in our body because it's hard to feel pain. It's hard to feel suffering. And there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of suffering going on. So it's an intelligence system, what the body does. It kicks you out so you don't have to feel. But the whole reason that humans are here on this planet is to feel. The whole reason we're here is to work with our emotions because that is evolutionary. So coming back to ourselves and connecting to ourselves and feeling our emotions, feeling what's happening inside of us is evolutionary because what it does is it brings harmony to ourselves and it brings a felt sense of what's happening in our body. And when we have that, we can then see that in others and we can be more empathetic. We can be more compassionate and we can start that journey of being separate to being interconnected, and not just with other humans, although let's just start there, right? Let's start by coming back to ourselves. Let's start by feeling things more than hunger and pain and maybe needing to go to the toilet. Let's start feeling the hard stuff. Let's start feeling the messages that all of the discomfort is trying to give to us, trying to share with us, because that's really intelligent as well. The messages from the body. Okay, so let me tell you the story. All right, so this morning I was at CrossFit. I went for a 7 a.m. CrossFit class and it finished at 8. And so I grabbed my phone and I was checking in with my girls to say my good mornings because they're at their dad's. We have 2 homes, we co-parent. And my eldest, she's 12, she said, I don't have my food tech ingredients. And I said, oh, okay, send me the list and I'll go get the ingredients and I'll drop it off at school for you. Because my girls, they're at their dad's, but he's away working. So actually their grandparents are staying with him for a couple of nights. And that's just not something that they're capable of mobilizing to do in a quick and fast way. So I take action, I get the ingredients, I drop them off, it's all sorted. And after the action taking happens, I then start to, think. And so I'm thinking, okay. A couple of weeks ago, she woke up in a panic because she forgot some homework. And then another time she realized that morning when she was heading off to school that she'd forgotten to do something. And then now we have this. What's going on? And so I'm kind of getting triggered. And my conditioned thoughts, my trigger is saying to me, it's probably too much screen time. So I have no real foundation for that as an excuse, as a reason. It's just what came up as a reaction. And had I not been doing all of this work for all of these years with my body, with feeling into who I am, growing my empathy, growing my compassion, understanding my emotional triggers, learning how to regulate in the moment so I can have clarity and get creative and problem solve, then I probably would have followed that reactive thought and pursued it. And it probably would have gone something like, why are you forgetting all your stuff recently? Are you watching too much TV? Are you too invested in, these shows that you're on? Maybe you need to stop watching your shows. Maybe we need to reduce screen time. Something like that, right? Because most of us follow through on that initial reactive conditioned thought that comes into our minds. Most of us let that motivate our action, motivate our parenting. And I did too, and 6 months ago, honestly, I might have done that. Today, it came up. I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like what that thought was telling me. And so I said, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to let you go away and I'm going to come to my heart. And I'm going to pause and I'm going to come up with another plan. I didn't know what the plan was, but all I needed to do was pause, come back to my body, feel, be in my body, connect to my heart space. And then I realized, well, I'm just going to get curious. I teach my foundational framework with parents is to choose love over fear. And one of the four, I use the 4 C's. And the first of the 4 C's is curiosity. So it's curiosity, co-regulation, connection, compassion. And I break that down, okay? So first of all, we can't just jump into that. Always the first step to change is awareness. Awareness. And to have awareness, you have to notice, and then you have to pause and be present. Okay, and then things start to formulate. Then you can get curious. So I'm going to get curious. I'm going to say, hey, and not right away, because I haven't seen her for a couple of days, and I'm going there to be with them tonight because their dad's still away, and to relieve the grandparents. So I'm going to connect with her. We're going to have fun. I'm going to eat the cheese straws that she made in food tech today. We'll have a little laugh. And then maybe I'll say something like, is there something, that we can do to help you, so you can remember when your assignments are coming up, that we can make sure that we always have the ingredients ready for you when you have food tech, so we can make sure that you don't wake up in a panic and rush to get your homework done that morning before you leave. And we'll talk it through. We'll create together. We'll collaborate together. And that feels so much better of an option than coming in and trying to shame and blame, because who knows? Like, just because that was my conditioned reactive thought doesn't mean it's right. And in fact, it's probably not right. So somatics and nervous system work. This is what creates change. This is what creates transformation. The insight, the idea, brilliant. You've got to know you want to change before you can change. And then the real work happens. So I just thought I'd share that with you and let you know that you can find me. You can reach out to me. I'm here. I work with families. I work with parents. I work with women. And the foundation of all of my work is mindfulness, somatics, and nervous system regulation. So check down into the comments, into the description, and you can find ways to reach out to me. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more of these videos, and let's do this. Let's keep evolving, and let's keep changing ourselves so we can pass down emotional regulation, emotional literacy, emotional intelligence to our children, and make that the new generational wealth. See you all soon.